YouTube video is live. What's up, YouTube? But yeah, everybody. So we have Asian low right here, which also happens to be right next to a London low. So this is an area of liquidity that has higher importance than the average area of liquidity, the average higher low, because it is the low of two separate sessions. So low of Asia, also the low of London. And we have this high, which is also relatively strong. So it's right around this London high. So pay attention to these levels. If price does go below this level, if we candle close below this level, I do expect we could see some more downside potentially to this level. So that's my thesis as of right now. When do the sessions start? So you can actually Google when do the sessions start and then your time zone. That'll be the quickest way to do it because I don't know what time zone you're in. So for you and for me, it'd be most efficient way to just Google when do sessions start and then your time zone, and it'll show you all of that. All right, so we have been in a little bit of an uptrend. You can see right here, broke through this high, so it's an important zone. And we've really just had a range recently. So right now we're just identifying, watching to see which direction of this range will price break out to. Will it break out to the downside of the range or will it break out to the upside of the range? We have our New York Open area of liquidity right here. And we do have some news this week, so let's head on over to forexfactory.com real quick. Forexfactory.com. So we have some news at 9:45. We have some news at 10. And this whole week, really, we're going to be having some news. Right here. And then we also have some news. We have non-farm employment change on Friday. All right, so NFE, unemployment rate. So we got a decent amount of news this week. So pay attention to that. Keep that in mind. The biggest thing with news is really just understand and know that it's happening, because where you get screwed is when you don't realize you have the news. So you start trading and then you're like, what's this huge candle coming in for? And then you look and you're like, shit, we had news. All right, so just always be aware. Crazy movement on SPY on Friday, or on ES on Friday. You don't usually get these late day moves, but sometimes you do. That's a decent example of when trying to play the reversal of the trend would actually work. And I would probably want to get in above this level right here when we break through this level. But it's hard to catch the reversal of the trend because you don't know if this trend is going to just reverse and continue moving in one direction, or if it's just going to reverse for a little bit, then reverse back down and continue on the previous trend. So playing the reversal can be rewarding if done right, but it's also very, very risky. I'm going to check the chat for a second, make sure everybody's good. That website news only apply when trading futures. No, it's very, very important. Yeah, very, very important. What do I read into the late day reversal on Friday? I wasn't actively trading around that time at all. I was done trading around 10:30, 11, so I wasn't paying too much attention to it. But what it looks like to me is just a very large surge of volume around 2 p.m. So power hour. We usually get a decent amount of volume, but this just looks like the whole volume for the day was waiting these afternoon hours. So everybody who wanted to trade big in the day just waited till the afternoon. So I mean, I don't read too much into it. It just looks like a really strong reversal. Just tons of volume, right? So just a lot of volume came in, buyers and sellers came in, and we got this huge uptick. That's why I say, like, if you are an afternoon trader, that's totally good. Just have your hours that you trade. For me, it's 8:30 to 10:30. For you, it could be 2 to 4 p.m., right? It could be really anything. So establish those hours because you could have caught moves like that, right? But me, I didn't catch it. I'm not mad. Could I have made a lot of money on it? Yeah, but it's not part of my trading plan. So following my trading plan is what dictates success. My success is not dictated by how much money, how much dollar amount I make per trade. All right, so write that down. Success is defined by if you follow your trading plan and if you follow your rules and you have a successful day executing in the markets. Success is not defined by how much money you make in trading or how much money you lose. It is defined by why you lost money. If you lost money because you were being a complete goofy and you're risking half of your account, that's not good. If you lost the money because the trade just didn't go your way, but your setup presented itself, but the setup just didn't play out how you wanted it to, that's completely fine. If anything, that's good because you're executing on your setup. Analysis paralysis. Yeah, that happens. That happens, man. It's very, very common. And it also it's annoying because you see the trade play out and you just don't get in. And then you see another trade play out and it doesn't really have that same condition, but you're mad that you didn't get in the first trade, so you get in the second trade based on the fact that you felt like you missed out on money on the first trade. So it messes with your mind. But just try to not let it mess with your mind. Try to not let it get the best of you, you know? Not only play out, but it shot up 100 points. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is, I even saw that and I was like, shit, like I should have been trading the afternoon session. But like my brain is always going to say stuff like that to me, you know? I mean, this is a very large move. It only happens maybe once or twice every few months. And if I catch it, I catch it. If I don't, I don't. I didn't catch it. So I'm just going to leave it there. You know, it's like not good that I didn't catch it, but I also, it's not really part of my trading plan. So I just look at it that way. It's like, did I follow my trading plan? Yes. Did I miss out on money? Yes. But the more important overarching question and answer is that I followed my trading plan. So did I follow my trading plan? Yes. If I followed my trading plan, that means I had a successful day in the markets. And the more and more I know of these people who make tons of money trading, they take such fewer trades. That's definitely something I'm doing. I've been taking a lot fewer trades. Earlier in the year, I was taking many more trades just because I saw much more opportunity. But now I'm taking a lot fewer trades. They're better trades when I do take them. They're nice break and retest setups, or nice rejection setups, or a nice bounce play. But I take less of them. I take less of them, and ironically, I take less losses because I'm only taking trades that meet the highest of my criteria. I meet every single one of my criteria. But just something to think about. Like maybe you're taking too many trades. Volume is dead. Yeah, volume is dead right now. Volume is definitely dead, and that's something that can happen when we do get these large moves. Is sometimes we'll have all the volume coming in. Like, look at this volume. This is I believe this candle had like 100,000. Yeah, 100,000 inside of this candle. So this is just crazy volume. So is that 262,000. Crazy volume. So there's a lot of volume here. So sometimes when there's a lot of volume on the previous market day, there won't be that much on the next day because all the volume was coming in on Friday. So people did what they needed to do on Friday around this price, and we're already around this price, so there's not that much orders around this price because people already, they transacted around this price. So we could have to wait for price to come back down to this price or come up to this price to get more volume because price has not been transacted around in that price as much. But look at this price right here, ton of volume, right here, ton of volume, right here, ton of volume. But we haven't touched this price in a minute. So when we do touch this price, larger reaction. Right? So just think of it like that. How can I see the volume? So there's a little setting you go to in your trading view and you turn on volume and it shows up right there. I'll actually go to it right now just because I'm feeling very helpful today. So you go to this status line, turn on this. All right, so status line this. By double clicking on a candlestick, then click volume on. CVS volume was crazy. Yeah, the contract went up at one point like 6,000%. Somebody had a 6,000% gain. People got in at different prices, but the contract of the CVS went up at least 3,000%. So if you put in $100, you would have made 3 grand. If you put in $1,000, you would have made 30 grand, 10,000, 300 grand. So That's what we do. That's what we fucking do. And that's how Money Motive was able to grow his account because with Money Motive, if he takes a loss, he cuts it. Right? So if he takes a loss, he'll cut it or he'll just let the contract expire. But he knows that he targets high risk to reward plays. So if few of them lose, it doesn't really matter because you'll get like a 3,000% gainer and your losses are only max 100%. So like you can take 5 losses, you lost 500, you still make 2,200%. And that's assuming you let the contract expire worthless. Does Robinhood let you trade options? Yes. Robinhood does let you trade options. Can I share a volume indicator I use? Absolutely, of course, man. Anytime you find something helpful, you find something that you think could be useful to other members, please feel free to share it. You're actually encouraged to share it, so of course, please do. All right, this volume is a little iffy right now. Not much going on. This is a trade you could have taken, though. This is just a little, we'll just go over this real quick. Why would you take this trade? So this is a scalp trade you would have taken off of the bounce of the Asian session low and the Asian session open, which is a very big confluence, a low and an open. So you would have taken this trade, you would have said to yourself, okay, if price touches this level, I'm getting in buy positions, my stop is 3 points below, and my take profit is 10 points above, or however much you want to do that. You get in this trade, you have tight stops, bam, you're out, right? So just set risk reward in, out, based purely off of a bounce, off this Asian low. So just really practice that. And as you can see, this is what I do when I'm not seeing any active trades. I just look at previous trades. I look at previous movements on the chart. I look at previous moments on the chart because I just like to get my brain in that habit of finding opportunity. I want to talk real quick about something. It's about why so many people don't make money trading. Most of you, and whenever I say most of you, it's because this is what I did in the beginning. So I'm not just like standing on some hill being like, y'all do this, y'all don't do that. This is what I did. So I know that it did not work because I went through the experience myself. So if I went through something myself and it didn't work, I would feel bad. I would feel not responsible if I didn't share it with you. Like that's my job, is to share my mistakes with you, share what I'm good at, what I'm bad at. So then you can look at that and you can learn, you can skip some of the bullshit that I did. So one thing I used to always do is I used to always focus on the outcome of every single trade. Like that's it. I would take a trade and I would only look at my profit and loss. I would not look at the chart. I would literally be in a trade and I would not even sometimes I'd have the fucking chart closed and I would just be looking at like Robinhood on up down. This is terrible because this gets you in the habit of only focusing on the outcome of your trade and not focusing on the actual process behind why you took the trade. When you master the actual process and the actual systematic set of rules that provide you with the reason on why you're getting in the trade, that's when you're going to start making money. When you start looking and saying, okay, this is a beautiful bounce off the Asian low right here. I could have had very tight stops and targeted a risk to reward of around 10 points. When you're doing that, when your brain gets in that mode, then you're going to start making money. But when you're just in the, I could have made 3,000 off this trade. I could have made 2,000. I could have made 100. I don't care. I genuinely do not care how much money I make off a trade, right? Like trading is great and you can make a ton of money, but I care about following my system because I know that if I follow my system and I find great trades, I'm going to make money, whether that's 3,000, 5,000, 1,000, 10,000, 8,000 a trade, right? That isn't as important to me as is following great trades or finding great trades and following my rules. Because when I find great trades, I know that I'm going to make money on them. It's just a matter of how many contracts I go in with. Do I go in with one contract, 5, 10, 15, 4, 3, however many contracts I go in with, I'm going to make money if I find great setups. So I focus only on finding great setups. And there was a 3-month period in my life, and I actually recommend you do this. If you're somebody who's watching this and you're like, damn, like I relate with what you're saying, but I just cannot become profitable no matter how many trades I take, it's not going well. Focus on finding great setups on demo for 3 months and try to be profitable in 3 months on demo. So try to have 1 month, you're profitable. The second month, you're profitable. The third month, you're profitable, and focus purely on finding great setups. And it doesn't even matter if you're trading with one contract, if you're trading with one micro contract, one mini contract, it does not matter. What you need to focus on is finding great setups every single day in the marketplace because that's what makes you money. What makes you money is not the profit and loss. The profit and the loss is a display of how you were able to execute in the marketplace. That's all it comes down to. There's always opportunity. It comes down to when did you press the buy button or when did you press the sell button? Because there's always opportunity in the markets. There's almost always a trade to take. The question is, did you take the trade? And if you did not take the trade, you should have a set of rules that shows you, okay, I didn't take this trade. For me, for example, if there was a trade at 11:45, I didn't take the trade because it was not in my ideal trading period of time. It was not in my ideal time window for trading. So I have a set reason on why I didn't take the trade. So So you should always have something like that. This is so important. I cannot stress this enough. This is literally the most important aspect of trading. Your strategy, your strategy's here, but your trading plan and your consistency and your commitment to following your trading plan is above your strategy. Because if you have a great strategy, but you don't fucking follow it, how are you going to make any money? How are you going to make any money at all if you have the best strategy in the world, but you don't follow it? So you need to have a plan that will allow you, that will simplify everything for you into, okay, when do I trade? When do I not trade? How much will I lose before I stop trading? What kind of setups am I looking at? What asset class am I trading? Can I commit 100% of my time to trading today? If the answer to that is no, you should not be trading. If you're at work and you're in an options position, but you know that you're going to have to go do a meeting or something in 15 minutes, you should not be in that options position because what you're doing is you're not trading. You have an open position with your money on your phone that could go either way, that could literally tank while you're in a meeting. So you need to be active. You need to be understanding that the market can do anything. So you need to prepare for that by being your best, being in your best state of mind, and being able to execute immediately, right? You don't want to be over here doing this, and then the options position's right here, and you're not paying attention to it. When we do start becoming profitable and start making good money, how do we handle the taxes? I'll give you a very simple answer. You are going to hire an accountant, right? Hire a CPA, hire a tax professional, and they are going to help you out with all your taxes so you don't have to worry about it. And once you do start making money, you'll be able to afford the CPA. So right now you look and you're like, oh, CPA is a lot of money. It is kind of a lot of money, but when you start making money, it's not going to be a lot of money at all. Plus, it's a tax write-off, so it just decreases your taxable income. So basically, taxes once before you start, don't worry about taxes until you start making a lot of money. I had the same thing. I used to worry about taxes. I was like, oh shit, like capital gains, 40%, 30%, but like I wasn't even making any money. So make money and then focus on taxes, and it's easier than you think. It's not like I don't recommend doing them yourself. You can. I'm not a tax advisor. It's not tax advice, but I do recommend reaching out to a tax professional. And eventually, what I'll do is I'll actually get a tax professional to come on here and to start talking. I'm also going to get a financial advisor to come on here and start giving some advice as well. So we'll get some certified suits and ties people to come on here and help everybody out. Any other tax write-offs you can do for trading? There is. I'm just not like completely up to speed on exactly how to do that, and I'm in the US, so it could be a little bit different. But there is a guy on YouTube that's like a day trading tax advisor. And if somebody has the name of him, please feel free to give him a shout out. He's great. And there are different things you can do. Like you can, I think you can, I could be wrong. I think you can trade under an LLC. I don't trade under an LLC. I just file my taxes, capital gains tax. But I think there is a way you could trade as an LLC. But please be careful because I would not like take tax advice from like people you know are certified tax advisors. Like just trust me. Do not mess around with your taxes and do not try to do anything weird with them. Just pay your taxes, be a good citizen in terms of that aspect. Yes. Yeah, I've seen that guy before. Yeah, yeah, that's the guy. Watch that guy. Watch that guy. All right, everybody. So the volume is still relatively low, but let's see if we get a nice little bounce from the bottom of New York Open right here. All right, so we just need some volume. It's that simple. Need some volume, and we'll be able to determine what price is going to do. Below this level, close below this level. I do want to see us target this 5,272.25 level. And if we come up above this Asian high, I'd like to see us target 5,321 and then eventually this London high right here. All-time high is still a decent bit away. It's possible we need a lot of buying pressure, but I feel like that's going to be more of a 2 to 3 day kind of move. We could come up to all-time highs today, but we need a lot of buyers. Somebody said check the CVS chart. Yeah, let me look. CVS. Damn, that was a nice play. That's just beautiful. CVS calls were entered right here. They were up 3,000%. I mean, that's just incredible. But CVS, it's a gap fill, or I'm sorry, it's a gap up play. So you're targeting the top of this gap. So go to the chart, mark out this gap, and then understand you're targeting the top of this gap for the swing. And doesn't always reach the exact top, so just always be responsible, take profits, but that's the thesis behind CVS. London low, I'm sorry, New York low. This is just a very important moment of market structure shift. We had a high, we broke through the high. And we have Asia low, which is also the London low. We also have Asia high. And we have New York open. And then this was also a London low, I want to say, or Asia high, I'm sorry. Asian high. And I believe it was Asia open as well. Yeah, it was. And then that is a New York open. And then this is a London high. And that's the all-time high, ATH. All-time high, all-time high. Is the trend neutral right now? Yes. Yeah, I mean, this is just a classic range. Good way to do this is just make a little box around here in your mind, or you can make an actual box. And just if there's no higher highs, higher lows, or if there's no lower lows, lower highs, you can say pretty certainly that we are in a range and we are not making any significant movements. Puts all day, check your DMs. I will check my DMs in 1 second when I'm off this live. I will check my DMs. Puts, what are you seeing for puts to break below this level? Or you're trading SPX, I believe, or you're trading SPY. But yeah, I mean, I could see if we do break below this level, I could definitely see some more downside. We do have a lot of room. What would happen is we just pretty much just erase this whole game, and then puts would definitely be in play. Absolutely. Is the SPY chart the same as SPX? SPY and SPX, yes. Yeah, it's like almost the exact same. And same with ES. So like ES, SPY, SPX, it'll all almost be the exact same. It'll just be like little tiny differences sometimes. Thoughts on GME? You know what? Let's have some fun. Let's look at fucking GameStop. So what happened was Roaring Kitty. So Roaring Kitty is the guy who like started this whole Wall Street bets thing. He posted, is it really up this much already? Oh my gosh. Jeez. We live in a fucking crazy time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like looking at the thing because you see how my pre-market like shows on the side on this orange right here. I'm like, oh, like maybe it's not loaded in yet. We're probably only up like $5, $10. We are up pretty much 100%. So yeah, he has $116 million position in GameStop. All right, the guy's got a ton of cash and he's got it now allocated in GameStop. So what he's basically saying, the reason why that's important is he's saying we're back. He's saying we're doing this again. I'm loaded up. So ideally, this whole Wall Street bets craziness starts up again because that was so fun, and there were some opportunities to make so much fucking money during that stuff. Yes, it's crazy. Yes, it's a little bit like gambling, but some of the risk to rewards you can hit when this stuff happens is crazy. But yeah, this is crazy. So actually, talk about gaps. It's filling this gap up here, right? So this gap right here, it just gapped up. So you you do want to incorporate some strategy into this, you could just say, okay, we filled the top of this gap, right? We gapped up. So we came above this gap, had this gap, we're right here, gapped up. But yeah, that is insane. That is fucking insane. Let's look at AMC. Also up a lot. Yeah, jeez. But the GameStop thing is insane. I saw that it was up. I didn't see the exact number, but it is up near 100%. You watched the Netflix movie? I have watched the Netflix movie. Dumb Money, I think it's called. Great, great movie. It's got like Seth Rogen. Funny movie. Actually, interesting study on human psychology and how all of these kind of like GameStop meme stuff, meme stock, meme coin thing works. But it's part of it's during election years. I'm not going to go too deep into this because this is on YouTube. But during the election, people just like kind of recently they don't think in a way that they usually think. They think in a very kind of odd, crazy way, and that causes price to do a lot of odd, crazy things. So we did get some volume here. We're bouncing up a little bit. So me today, I'm just looking to see if we break out of this. If we do break out of this level, break above this level, I could be looking for a break and retest it up. So something like this. So bam, we break above, come back down, I enter here. My stops are like right above here. I target this level. I make 10 points and I go happily on with my day. I live happily ever after. But I would also be looking for a potential move to the downside, which would incur a similar setup just to the downside. So it would need to be a break below this, break right here, and retest. That would be ideal. I'm looking for a break and retest setup. And if I see the setup, I'll take a trade. If I don't see the setup, I will not take a trade. Yeah, I mean the it's insane. Like the GameStop stuff, it's insane. And like my advice is like if you're like if you have money you're willing to risk, and this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, this is not a recommendation to buy or sell any specific security. This is just my opinion. You should always conduct your own research and make your own decisions. And day trading is risky, but if you're gonna like take your shot at like risky and gambling stuff, you have a much higher chance at making like a lot of money off of a little money during like one of these like GameStop AMC things, like trading options, like buying options, longing calls or puts, than you do at a casino. Your multiple is much higher. So like if I go into $500, if I go to the casino right now and I put in $1,000, like I have a very low chance, and obviously my chance is still low with like this GameStop AMC stuff. But at the casino, like the most I'd win is like maybe 5, 10 grand. Like you can fucking find some like crazy ass multiples with some of this GameStop meme stock stuff. Crazy multiples, like 100x, 500x, crazy crazy stuff. So I'm not saying go buy it. I'm just saying understand that as far as like really risky plays go, GameStop and AMC are they have the potential for some really crazy gains, but they also have the potential for an entire loss of your investment. So be aware, be responsible. Right, so we are getting some more volume coming right now. Is anybody trading AMC GameStop? Somebody was telling me that they're in, I think, AMC calls. Volume's coming in right now. I'll be in when market opens. I love it. On what? GameStop? Hell yeah. GameStop. Yeah, it's just fun. I mean that stuff is it's just incredible how much the market moves. It's fucking a Reddit post. I'm still having some chop right here. I'll post my profits or my losses. Good. Yeah. Good, man. Yeah, no, I'm interested. I mean, it's like, it's insane. I mean, it either goes very right or very wrong, especially with options. It's either like option goes to zero or option goes up 3,000 or 7,000%, something crazy. So I'm just watching right now, really just looking for some form of a clean setup. This is not a clean setup at all. A clean setup would be a break above this, a break and retest, or it could be even a rejection off of this. It could be a break to the downside and then a retest, and then targeting this level. But currently, this is not clean. This is just choppy. All right, so wait for your setups. If you don't see your setups, don't take the trade. It's that simple. It's that simple. So many of your losses come from trades that are actually not trades that you should even be looking at because they're trades that do not follow your rules. They're trades that have zero reason for why you entered them, and next thing you know, you're losing because you're in a trade that you should have just waited out. You should have just not even touched your keyboard. But you ended up touching your keyboard and now you lost money. So, I mean, just learn from it. Learn from it. Learn from it. So let's see on the 15-minute what happens here. We do get a candle closure below this. That's definitely a bearish sign. If we can't close above this on the 15 minutes, that's a bearish sign. And we could get a candle closure. We could get a candle closure right here and come down and target this. So bearish sign if we can't close above this New York open on the 15-minute bearish sign. So we got about 53 seconds. Right, and really bearish. Like, the real bearish is if we close below this. So if we're just in here, I mean, it's still kind of bearish, but we could still have some potential for the upside. But if we close below this, really bearish. So pay attention to that. YouTube, I'm cutting it out right here. Peace out, YouTube.